The quiet before the storm. The morning sun cast long shadows across the golden wheat fields of Harvest Moon, humanity's smallest and most overlooked colony. Captain Sarah Chen stood on her porch, sipping coffee from a chipped ceramic mug, while watching the daily rhythm of agricultural life unfold before her eyes. At 52, she had traded her military uniform for overalls and her command bridge for a simple wooden desk in the colony's modest administration building. Harvest Moon was home to exactly 12,000 souls, scattered across 3 small continents, on a planet that barely registered on most galactic maps. The colony produced enough food to feed itself, with a small surplus for export, operated 2 schools, 1 medical clinic, and maintained a communication array that connected them to the wider human network. By any reasonable measure, it was insignificant. Dr. Marcus Webb approached through the wheat field, his weathered hands carrying a sample case filled with grain specimens. The 60-year-old botanist had arrived 15 years ago, claiming he wanted to study crop adaptation in low-gravity environments. His research had indeed produced remarkable results, developing grain varieties that grew faster and stronger than anything previously known. "Morning, Sarah," Marcus called out, his voice carrying the easy warmth of someone who had found his place in the world. "The eastern fields are showing exceptional growth this season. We might actually exceed our export quotas." Sarah smiled, remembering when Marcus first arrived with his extensive knowledge of plant genetics and soil chemistry. Few knew that his expertise extended far beyond agriculture, or that his research facility contained equipment sophisticated enough to analyze molecular structures at the quantum level. Alina Vasquez emerged from the communications building, her expression more serious than usual. The 38-year-old had managed their connection to the galactic network for the past decade, maintaining the colony's modest presence in interstellar affairs. Her technical skills were remarkable for someone who claimed to have learned everything from online courses. "Sarah, we need to talk," Alina said, her voice carrying an edge that made both Sarah and Marcus pay attention. "I've been monitoring deep space communications, and there's something you need to know." They gathered in Sarah's office, a simple room decorated with farming equipment, catalogs, and local artwork. Alina activated a secure communication device that looked far more advanced than anything the colony should have possessed. "The Zephyrian Empire has been expanding aggressively through this sector," Alina began, displaying a holographic map of nearby star systems. "They've conquered 12 worlds in the past 6 months, always targeting the weakest colonies first. Their strategy is simple: make examples of defenseless settlements to terrify stronger worlds into surrender." Sarah studied the map, her expression growing grim. "And they've identified Harvest Moon as their next target." "Exactly," Alina confirmed. "My sources indicate they've already dispatched a fleet. 3 heavy cruisers, 8 destroyers, and a command ship. More than enough firepower to eliminate our colony entirely." Marcus leaned back in his chair, stroking his beard thoughtfully. "How long do we have?" 30 minutes, maybe 40, Alina replied. "They'll drop out of hyperspace soon, expecting to find helpless farmers ready to surrender or die." Sarah stood, slowly walking to the window that overlooked the colony's main settlement. Children played in the streets while their parents tended shops and gardens. The scene was peaceful, almost idyllic, a perfect target for aliens who believed humans were weak and scattered. "Well," Sarah said quietly, "I suppose it's time to dust off our old skills." She opened what appeared to be a simple filing cabinet, revealing an advanced command console hidden beneath false panels. Her fingers moved across the interface with practiced efficiency, activating systems that had remained dormant for years. Begin Phase 1 communication protocols, Sarah ordered, her voice now carrying the authority of someone who had once commanded a battle cruiser. Marcus, initiate agricultural transformation sequence. Elena's fingers flew across her console, sending coded messages throughout the colony. To casual observers, it would appear she was simply updating crop reports and maintenance schedules. In reality, she was coordinating the activation of the most sophisticated defensive network in human space. Marcus walked to his research facility, where computers that supposedly analyzed soil samples began running targeting calculations and weapon diagnostics. His grain storage silos opened to reveal missile launchers, while his greenhouses retracted their transparent panels to expose energy weapons. Throughout Harvest Moon, similar transformations began. The colony's weather monitoring stations revealed themselves as sensor arrays capable of tracking objects across multiple star systems. Solar collectors rotated to become directed energy weapons. Water treatment facilities activated their true function as manufacturing centers for advanced ammunition. In the residential district, Thomas Baker finished his morning bread delivery and returned to his shop. The 70-year-old Baker had spent 30 years designing defensive systems for Earth's military. His ovens were actually matter compilers, capable of producing complex alloys and electronic components. His flour storage contained raw materials for constructing everything from armor plating to quantum processors. Dr. Linda Morrison closed her medical clinic early, informing her patients that she needed to prepare for potential emergencies. The former battlefield surgeon had chosen Harvest Moon for its peaceful atmosphere, but her clinic contained medical equipment advanced enough to treat injuries that didn't exist in civilian life. Her pharmaceutical storage included compounds that could enhance human reflexes and cognitive function during combat. The colony's school principal, Robert Hayes, calmly announced that classes would be suspended for the day due to a special agricultural project. His educational facility transformed into a command center, with classroom computers revealing their true nature as tactical analysis systems. The playground equipment retracted into the ground, replaced by communication arrays and defensive turrets. As the transformation continued, the true nature of Harvest Moon became apparent. It wasn't simply an agricultural colony populated by retired military personnel. It was a carefully constructed defensive position, designed to appear harmless while containing enough firepower to destroy a fleet. Sarah Chen had not simply retired from military service. She had been handpicked to establish and command humanity's first hidden fortress, a prototype for defending human space through deception and overwhelming technological superiority. The colonists were not random settlers, seeking a quiet life. They were Earth's most skilled warriors, engineers, and scientists, chosen for their ability to maintain perfect cover while preparing for exactly this type of threat. Dr. Webb's agricultural research had produced more than improved crops. His work had developed biological systems capable of rapidly manufacturing advanced materials and weapons. His knowledge of plant genetics extended to understanding how organic and synthetic systems could be integrated for maximum efficiency. Alina Vasquez had not learned her technical skills from online courses. She was a former intelligence operative who had spent years infiltrating alien communications networks. Her equipment could intercept and decode transmissions from species that humanity had never officially encountered. As the 30-minute countdown began, Harvest Moon revealed its true strength. The colony's modest appearance masked defensive capabilities that exceeded most military installations. Every building, every piece of equipment, every seemingly innocent structure had been designed with dual purposes. The Zephyrian fleet would arrive expecting to find helpless farmers. Instead, they would face Earth's most advanced defensive technology, operated by humanity's most experienced warriors, all hidden beneath the peaceful facade of agricultural life. Sarah returned to her porch, still holding her coffee mug. The wheat fields continued swaying in the morning breeze, but now she could see the weapon systems concealed among the grain stalks. The transformation was complete, and Harvest Moon was ready for war. 7 minutes to victory, the Zephyrian battle fleet materialized at the edge of Harvest Moon's system exactly 31 minutes later, their massive ships casting dark shadows across the colony's peaceful agricultural landscape. Admiral Krethos stood on the bridge of his flagship, the Dominator, studying the sensor readings with satisfaction. Pathetic, he growled to his tactical officer. 12,000 humans scattered across a farming world. No military installations, no defensive platforms, no resistance capability. This will be over quickly. The Zephyrian Empire had built its reputation on swift, brutal victories against weak opponents. Their strategy was simple: destroy the most vulnerable human colonies first, spreading fear throughout human space until stronger worlds surrendered without fighting. "Sir," the communications officer reported, "we're receiving a transmission from the colony." "Put it through," Krethos ordered, expecting to hear pleas for mercy or offers of surrender. Sarah Chen's voice filled the bridge, calm and professional. "Zephyrian Fleet, this is Colony Administrator Sarah Chen of Harvest Moon. You are entering sovereign human territory without authorization. Please state your intentions." Krethos laughed, a harsh sound that echoed through the bridge. "Human, you will surrender your pathetic colony immediately, or we will demonstrate the price of resistance. You have 5 minutes to comply." "I see," Sarah replied thoughtfully. "Well, Admiral, I'm afraid we'll have to decline your generous offer. Harvest Moon chooses to defend itself." The transmission ended, leaving the Zephyrian bridge in stunned silence. No colony had ever refused their surrender demand. The tactical officer nervously checked his sensors, but the readings remained unchanged. No military vessels, no defensive installations, no threat whatsoever. "Sir, perhaps it's a bluff," the tactical officer suggested. "Our intelligence reports indicate this colony exports grain and maintains a small civilian population. They have no military capability." "Then we'll make an example of them," Krethos decided. "Begin orbital bombardment. Target their administrative center first, then systematically destroy every settlement." The Dominator's main weapons began charging, their energy signatures building toward devastating power levels. Throughout the fleet, 11 other ships prepared, their own bombardment systems, ready to turn Harvest Moon's surface into molten glass. At exactly 0800 hours colony time, the first Zephyrian plasma bolt fired toward the planet's surface. It never arrived. A beam of coherent energy erupted from what appeared to be a grain silo, intercepting the plasma bolt and dispersing it harmlessly into space. The silo's disguised energy weapon had more than enough power to neutralize the largest ship weapon in the Zephyrian arsenal. "What was that?" Krethos demanded, staring at sensor readings that made no sense. Before anyone could answer, Harvest Moon's true nature revealed itself. Across the colony's 3 continents, hundreds of concealed weapon systems activated simultaneously. Grain storage facilities opened to reveal missile launchers. Water towers extended targeting arrays. Solar collectors rotated to become directed energy weapons. The colonies, where the monitoring stations had been tracking the Zephyrian fleet since it entered the system, providing targeting data to weapons that had been hidden in plain sight for 15 years. Every farm building, every piece of agricultural equipment, every seemingly innocent structure had been designed with dual purposes. Dr. Webb's research facility launched the first counterattack. His matter compilers had been working throughout the 30-minute preparation period, manufacturing ammunition specifically designed to penetrate Zephyrian shields. The projectiles, disguised as grain shipments, accelerated toward the fleet at a significant fraction of light speed. The first projectile struck the Dominator's escort destroyer at 0801 hours. The ship's shields, designed to deflect standard human weapons, offered no protection against rounds that had been engineered to exploit specific weaknesses in Zephyrian defensive technology. The destroyer simply ceased to exist, its hull converted to plasma by the kinetic impact. Impossible, Krethos roared. This is an agricultural colony. Where are these weapons coming from? Alina Vasquez provided the answer by activating her communication jamming systems. The advanced equipment in her facility had been monitoring Zephyrian communications for years, learning their protocols and encryption methods. Now it flooded their networks with false information while blocking their ability to coordinate defensive actions. At 0802 hours, the colony's school revealed its true nature. Principal Hayes activated the tactical analysis systems hidden in his classrooms, coordinating a precise attack on the Zephyrian fleet's command structure. His computers calculated optimal targeting solutions faster than the aliens could react. Thomas Baker's bakery contributed to the assault by manufacturing specialized ammunition in real time. His matter compilers produced rounds designed to exploit each ship's specific vulnerabilities, while his delivery trucks revealed themselves as mobile weapon platforms. Dr. Morrison's medical facility activated its combat enhancement systems, distributing performance-boosting compounds to colonists operating the defensive weapons. Her knowledge of Zephyrian biology, gained through years of studying intercepted alien communications, enabled her to create weapons specifically designed to be lethal to their species. The battle reached its climax at 0803 hours, when the colony's transportation network revealed its true purpose. Roads that had appeared to be simple agricultural pathways were actually launch rails for electromagnetic weapons. The colony's entire infrastructure had been designed as a single, integrated weapon system. At 0804 hours, Admiral Krethos attempted to withdraw his fleet, but discovered that retreat was impossible. The colony's concealed sensor arrays had been generating an interdiction field since the moment the Zephyrian ships arrived. No vessel could enter hyperspace while within the field's influence. "Sir, we're trapped," the tactical officer reported. "The humans have us surrounded with weapons we can't identify, using technology that shouldn't exist." The Zephyrian fleet's destruction accelerated as Harvest Moon's true capabilities became apparent. The colony's defensive systems operated with perfect coordination, each weapon system supporting the others in a display of tactical excellence that would have impressed Earth's finest military strategists. At 0805 hours, Sarah Chen personally took control of the colony's primary weapons array, a system hidden beneath the administrative building where she had served coffee to visitors for 15 years. Her expertise as a former battlecruiser commander guided the final phase of the engagement. The Dominator attempted to use its escort ships as shields, but Harvest Moon's weapons could target multiple vessels simultaneously. The colony's agricultural equipment had been designed to manage complex, interconnected systems, and those same coordination capabilities now directed the destruction of an entire fleet. At 0806 hours, the last Zephyrian escort vessel was destroyed, leaving only the flagship intact but powerless. Its weapons had been systematically disabled, its shields had collapsed, and its crew was in full panic. Admiral Krethos found himself facing a choice no Zephyrian commander had ever confronted: surrender to humans or die with his ship. At 0807 hours, exactly 7 minutes after the battle began, the Dominator broadcast its surrender on all frequencies. The mighty Zephyrian Empire, terror of a dozen worlds, had been defeated by farmers who grew vegetables and painted sunsets. Sarah Chen returned to her porch, still holding her coffee mug. The wheat fields continued swaying in the morning breeze, hiding weapons that had just changed the balance of power in human space. "Alina," she called to her communications officer, "please send a message to Earth Command. Tell them the Harvest Moon prototype exceeded all expectations. Also, inform the Galactic Council that humanity is prepared to defend its colonies through any means necessary." As news of the battle spread throughout the galaxy, the Zephyrian Empire's expansion came to an abrupt halt. Other aggressive species reconsidered their plans for attacking human settlements. The quiet farmers of Harvest Moon had demonstrated that humanity's strength lay not in obvious military displays, but in the ingenuity and determination of people who refused to surrender. The colony returned to its peaceful routine, but the galaxy would never again mistake human agricultural settlements for easy targets. Harvest Moon had proven that humanity's greatest weapon was not technology or firepower, but the ability to turn any environment, any situation, any challenge into an opportunity for victory. The lesson was clear: never underestimate humans, especially when they appear to be at their weakest. That apparent weakness might be the most dangerous illusion of all.